As I fell, echoes of the past rang in my ears. Some were of happiness and comfort, like the sweet sounds of my wife's harmless giggles accompanied by the dog's barks and the exuberant sounds of our children. Some of the echoes were of anger and contention. Arguments started to fill the air. Some of the things I heard myself say I began to strongly regret. All of the memories started to pile on top of each other until it was completely unintelligible. I put my hands on the sides of my head and screamed for them to stop again and again, but they only got louder and louder and sliced their way into my ears like butter. Suddenly, all went silent and I stopped falling, and I just began to float. I put my hands down and looked around. Not to my surprise, the golden man stood before me. Beautiful gold dust streamed off his body, and he slowly moved towards me. The dust was so bright and plentiful that I had to squint my eyes. I blinked and he went from being at least 20 yards away and was now right in front of me. I looked directly in his bright, wide eyes. He said nothing, but yet I finally understood what he was and why he was here. He wasn't a monster or some kind of demon sent to deliver a sort of torment. He was a representation of the past, my unwillingness to let go. All the good and all the bad, the golden days. He wasn't a punishment, he was a wake-up call. I began to lose control of my breathing, and my heart rate got higher. He lifted his hand that was much cleaner than the last time and pushed me. I fell back and fell through another golden light, and the next thing I knew, my eyes opened. I was back home sitting on my couch, and it felt different. The house even smelled different. Worse. I looked around and it was a mess. From top to bottom, it was trashed, as if it hadn't been tended to in weeks. The only thing that was familiar was the dog who I saw laying on the floor fast asleep. The coffee table in front of me had a picture of me, my wife, and my kids. The best picture we'd ever taken. I slowly reached my hand out to grab it and brushed off the dust. For a moment, tears fell from my eyes, seemingly endlessly, and streamed down my face. I sniffed and did my best to pull back together my broken pieces. Then, I felt someone doing it for me. There was an overwhelming feeling of reverence, peace. It was like a soft hand touched my shoulder and wiped my tears. Before I knew it, all I could do was smile.